To be honest, I really wasn't sure what to expect from the brand new Bowser's Fury game mode that was included with the Nintendo Switch version of Super Mario 3D World. But now that I've played it, I can say that I'm pleasantly surprised. The game has a very Super Mario Odyssey vibe, where it all takes place in Lake Lapcat, which is essentially a giant kingdom with smaller sections made up in specific areas that all play on some 3D World theme. Although the game is a bit on the easier side, there were still a few parts of it that gave me a bit of difficulty, and I knew that I had to create a video highlighting the top 15 hardest catshines in Bowser's Fury. After collecting all 100, I was able to narrow it down to the ones that gave me the most difficulty or had a tricky or annoying mechanic. Oh yeah, and before I get started, my name is Copycat, and if you haven't yet, then please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to stay notified when I upload new videos. The only reason the Blast of Fury blocks catshines appear at number 15 in this video is because they can only be destroyed by Fury Bowser's Fire Breath attack. This means you either have to wait around until he appears, or if you use the Bowser Smash Bros amiibo, that will trigger his appearance, which is kind of cool but does feel a bit pay to win. It's not insanely hard to dodge Bowser's attacks, but even if you take damage, this game lets you store multiple power-ups, so you won't ever fully die. Out of all the cloud-based levels in this game, which play similarly to the ones in 3D World, I'd have to say the hardest is Jump and Thump in the Clouds. This is due to the fact that you can't travel backwards, meaning if you miss even a single enemy, then you have to start over as you need to kill each one to gain the catshine. Obviously there's no lives in this game, so there's no real risk in this, but at least it's an annoyance. One cool addition in Bowser's Fury are the free-for-all areas where you have to defeat every single enemy in order to reveal the catshine. This isn't an overly difficult task due to the pretty liberal use of power-ups in this game, but the only one that gave me trouble at all is Footprint Free-for-all, which is found in the kingdom's wasteland area. This one's hard as it has the game's toughest enemies in the bees, floating Goombas, and Hammer Bros. Of course, all transformed into their hilarious cat forms. Now, there are POW blocks present in this area, making things easier, and the fact it doesn't appear to have a time limit definitely helps too. One catshine in each of the game's locations requires you to find a hidden key and bring it to the locked cage to claim your prize. These are usually pretty straightforward tasks, not presenting much of a challenge, other than the one found in the Slipskate Slope area. The only reason this one gave me difficulty is due to the fact that you have to carry the key a pretty far distance from the bottom of the slope to the top, where initially the route to get there isn't that apparent. After a bit of searching and trial and error, I was able to find a hidden path that led from the bottom to the top, but it still took me a while to figure out, which is why it makes this list. One area in the game that has a very interesting but difficult to understand mechanic is Trickety Towers, where you can find the hard, so close yet so far catshine. This area uses footlight lanes and visible platforms that only become visible if you move on them, or use the Fire Flower power-up to reveal your path. This is a bit difficult, especially if Fury Bowser spawns, as you can take damage and easily fall off having to restart. I love how the game seamlessly integrated aspects of 3D World in an almost new and fresh way that doesn't feel overdone. It's no surprise that the boss battle against the Fury Bowser is the hardest in the game, but unfortunately you never actually gain from defeating this Giga Koopa. You do, however, gain one each time you face a boss in the Claw Swipe Coliseum, where the final bout with the Cat Boom Boom is by far the hardest. That's because during this battle, the ground is entirely retractable spikes that you need to carefully avoid, which can be a bit tricky. The Boom Boom also splits into multiple clones, which adds to the challenge, but defeating him in 3 hits, which isn't super tough, will still gain you the catshine. The only time Luigi shows up in the Bowser's Fury game mode is as a shadow that you have to chase and attack, which will give you a catshine for your troubles. The hardest of these is Fury Shadow Hops to It, which takes place on Risky Whisker Island, which is completely full of donut block platforms that slowly fall when you step on them, making things tougher. Of course, once again, you will probably be stacked with power-ups, and if you have Bowser Jr. help you, things will be considerably easier. Now, I do understand the importance of Bowser Jr. I think his presence is way too overpowered, and you might have a more enjoyable experience by setting it so he doesn't help you so much. In the number 8 spot is Hurry, Slip to the Shine, which is the hardest of the Plessy-based time challenges that's found initially near Pipe Path Tower. What sets this one apart is that you have to navigate Plessy across platforms that are floating in mid-air, with many tough jumps where you can easily fall into the water. This of course is just a minor inconvenience as you have to go all the way back to the start and try again, but I can't lie, I did screw up a few times trying to reach the catshine at the end. Bowser's Fury has another type of time challenges, which are the platform-based ones that are found throughout Lake Lapcat. The hardest of these is called Hurry, Climb the Falls, which is found east of Pounce Bounce Isle, requiring you to platform up a very tricky area within only 20 seconds. Of course, Nintendo intended you to use the Super Bell power-up so you can transform into Cat Mario and climb up the walls easier, but I feel like the real satisfaction comes from completing it with no help. Probably the catshines that took me the longest were the ones that required you to collect the 5 cat coins that are scattered among each of the main locations of Lake Lapcat. Although I did have a bit of trouble maneuvering in the ice skate and collecting all the cat coins on Slipskate Slope, I had trouble finding every single one on the enormous Mount Miyagmio. Some of these coins are extremely hidden, especially the one that requires you to duck while on the switchboard to find the hidden area. Now, once again, Bowser Jr. does make everything easier as you can literally just send him to collect the cat coin for you, but for this one, let's just pretend like he doesn't exist. Speaking of Mount Miyagmio, I have to include it at number 5 in this video, as it's definitely the location in Lake Lapcat that gave me the most overall trouble. This probably has something to do with it being covered completely in lava, and the only way to get across it is to platform on the switchboards while triggering switch blocks where if you miss one specific one, you'll surely die. I can't lie, it took me a few tries to finally reach the summit of the mountain and collect the area's first catshine, even with the help of the Super Bell and Super Leaf power-ups. One of the last catshines I collected in Bowser's Fury was called Gazing Down at the Lava, only because I really didn't know how to reach the floating island in the sky where it's located. Also during this period of my playthrough, Fury Bowser was showing up very frequently, so it confused me even more how to reach this area. Finally, I figured out that you have to be powered up in Cat Mario form and wait atop Mount Miyagmio until the floating isle passes by, and for a brief moment you can climb up and collect its catshine. I only included this one so high on my list as it wasn't clear to me at all how to get to it, which is out of place in this game that's usually pretty straightforward. In my opinion, one type of catshines that gave me a lot of difficulty in Bowser's Fury were the Plessy Medal challenges. Most specifically, the one titled Plessy Medal Collector, found off a tiny island east of First Step Island. The objective of these challenges are to collect each medal in a timed fashion before they disappear, which will reveal the next one's location. The medal collector one gave me the most trouble, as I didn't understand that you had to unmount Plessy and platform across the land as an alternative way to collect the medals. Like an idiot, I was trying to platform on these land areas using Plessy, as I thought you had to collect the coin only when riding this animal. Eventually I did get it, but it did take me a little bit to figure out. At number 2 on the hardest catshines list is Lost Kittens in the Wasteland, where you have to return the lost felines to their mama. Out of the 3 in Bowser's Fury, this challenge near the Wasteland Gigabell takes the longest to complete, as you now have to find 5 of the lost kittens, which can be a bit tricky because they're hidden, but this is really more time consuming than anything else. They are made slightly easier to catch if you're powered up as Cat Mario, as the kittens won't run away from you, but it is still possible to complete it in the normal Mario form. Also, just as a note, the kittens will ride on Plessy, which is just really cute. Overall, the challenges in Bowser's Fury I had the most trouble with, and appear at number 1 in this video, are the blue coin bustles that pop up in several locations across Lake Lapcat. Out of the 4 in this game, I'd have to say that the hardest is the one found in Pipe Path Tower, as you need to navigate through the maze of clear pipes collecting each set of blue coins as fast as possible. If you don't collect one set of coins, the next won't appear, and you'll have to start all the way over from the beginning. The ones found in Trickety Tower, And Slipskate Slope also gave me a bit of trouble, but there's something about moving through the pipes that made everything more difficult. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, please leave a like, comment below if I left any out that I should have included, and of course subscribe to my channel. Also, please follow my Instagram at Copycat Gamer, where I upload some cool clips and items from my collection that you won't see anywhere else. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!